This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, before I get started here, a couple days ago I did a video about Tucker Carlson and him calling pregnant women in the military a mockery. And in that video, I kind of tongue-in-cheek challenged Tucker Carlson to a charity boxing match. He thinks he's such a traditionally masculine man and qualified to criticize the military. I figured he might want to put his money where his mouth is. Anyway, somebody thought it a good idea, a funny idea, to make a t-shirt out of that challenge, and I did that. So if you would like to support the channel, you can go to dollemore.info, which will take you to my Teespring store, or you can click the link below in the description and pick up your very own Dollemore versus Tucker, the Marine versus the Mockery t-shirt. Anyway, as always, I love you guys. Thanks for your support. Thanks for engaging with my content. And now, because I forgot to do this before I started the actual video, here's me from just a few minutes ago talking about Brett Kavanaugh and his finances. Thank you. Almost as a rule, politicians they're going to politician. And some politicians like the cameras more than others. Some politicians crave the spotlight. This is true on both sides. But there are a few out there who aren't camera hungry, publicity hungry, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse from Rhode Island is one of those, I believe. And he just wrote a letter, you've probably seen headlines, to the new Attorney General of these United States of America, Merrick Garland, asking for follow-up on 4 specific issues. One of them is that he is contending that the Federal Bureau of Investigation conducted a fake background check. That's a word he used in his letter to the Attorney General. And I'll read a little bit from the letter, because I have it here. And then I'm going to get into Brett Kavanaugh and his financial disclosures, which I have, and read a little bit from Mother Jones about the questions that are surrounding his finances that have existed since his nomination. It's not new information. It's information that was either covered up by the Donald Trump Justice Department or suppressed or not allowed to be uncovered, let's say. Anyway, reading from Senator Whitehouse's letter here. Dear Attorney General Garland, I write to you to bring your attention to 4 episodes that occurred before your tenure at the Department of Justice. But have evaded oversight, and to ask you to facilitate proper oversight by the Senate of these incidents. And then he jumps, I'm going to jump from through number 1, which deals with civil fraud investigation of the fossil fuel industry under tobacco case precedent, to number 2, which is him talking about Brett Kavanaugh here. Number 2, the FBI's background investigation into allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. The second matter of concern is what appears to have been a politically constrained and perhaps fake FBI investigation into alleged misconduct by now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, rather than what Director Christopher Wray, the FBI director, promised, which was a background investigation, quote, consistent with the FBI's long-standing policies, practices, and procedures. Moving along through the paragraphs here. After several days with the drawbridge up against evidence or information, the FBI ultimately opened up an entry point for additional allegations and other potential corroborating evidence through a tip line. In addition to showing some cursory effort to corroborate Dr. Ford's hearing testimony, our brief review showed that a stack of information had indeed flowed in through the quote-unquote tip line. The FBI appears not to have followed these procedures. Earlier, he talks about the procedures that they have explained in another video that they released, talking about the tip line and what the FBI's procedures are. Because if there's anything that can be said about the FBI, it is procedure heavy. The FBI appears not to have followed these procedures, and the Bureau has repeatedly refused to answer questions from the Senate Judiciary Committee members about this matter. This tip line appears to have operated more like a garbage chute, with everything that came down the chute consigned without review to the figurative dumpster. So, not looking good for the FBI, which is not surprising after these many years, what we witnessed during this entire fiasco. What I'm disappointed about here, though, and you're going to be reading, if you read some of the articles about this, you're going to be reading that Sheldon Whitehouse is going after the money. But in the several paragraphs here under number 2 about Brett Kavanaugh, Sheldon Whitehouse, a decent man, doesn't mention the questions surrounding the finances of Brett Kavanaugh. He is strictly dealing with the allegations of sexual impropriety or abuse or misconduct, which is great. It needs to be uncovered. Absolutely, it is an impeachable offense, his past behavior related to women and his abuse of them. But there are larger looming questions about the finances that aren't addressed in this letter, that aren't asked about, that don't direct or inquire of the new Attorney General to look into. And that is the fact that in 2016, or he filed this on May 15th, 2017, which was his annual financial disclosure report, which is a requirement for federal judges. He lists a series of liabilities: Chase credit card, thrift savings plan, a loan from that, his retirement account, Bank of America credit card, and a USAA credit card. Upwards of $200,000 in debt. And then just prior to his nomination, this is the nomination financial disclosure report, all of a sudden, magically, it's empty, it's gone. Doesn't owe any money. How remarkable. So anyway, I'm going to read a little bit from this Mother Jones article from September 13th, 2018, The Many Mysteries of Brett Kavanaugh's Finances. And they are many, and they are astounding that these questions haven't been answered. That he dodged all of the questions in his 14-page written answer to the questions. They weren't televised. Just like Donald Trump's Mueller testimony, where he answered the questions under oath, you're able to find slick language to answer questions because there's no follow-up. The answer you provide is the answer they get, whether you answered the question or not. So reading from this article, before President Donald Trump nominated Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, he had a lot of debt. In May 2017, he reported owing between $60,004 and $200,000 on 3 credit cards and a loan against his retirement account. By the time Trump nominated him to the High Court in July 2018, those debts had vanished. Overall, his reported income and assets didn't seem sufficient to pay off all that debt while maintaining his upper-class lifestyle. An expensive house in an exclusive suburban neighborhood, 2 kids in a $10,500 a year private school, and a membership in a posh country club reported to charge $92,000 in initiation fees, and I don't think they mention it here, but also like $9,200 in additional upkeep fees per year. Where am I here? His financial disclosure forms have raised more questions than they've answered, leading to speculation about whether he's had a private benefactor and what sorts of conflicts that relationship might entail. Now that's the problem here. Is to whom is Brett Kavanaugh indebted? Is it some industry magnate? Big oil? Tobacco? this would be illegal and unethical breach of the relationship between a justice on the Supreme Court who presides over cases that would doom or unencumber certain industries from regulation or the severity of judgments against them. It's a big deal. The American people, it's not like we're prying into his private life unduly. He's a Supreme Court justice. We as Americans are owed this information. It is due us. He is in our debt to give us this information. Continuing from this 2018 Mother Jones article, a number of the questions Whitehouse sent Kavanaugh. Now, this is the same senator, Sheldon, Whitehouse, who was seeking this information during the confirmation hearing. And now he is the chairman of the committee. A number of the questions Whitehouse sent Kavanaugh dealt with the house he bought in Chevy Chase, Maryland in 2006 for $1.225 million. Kavanaugh would have needed $245,000 in cash for the traditional 20% down payment on the house. But in 2005, when his nomination to the D.C. Circuit was pending, Kavanaugh reported a total net worth to the Senate of about $91,000, which reflected a mere $10,000 in the bank and $25,000 in credit card debt, according to his financial disclosure forms before and after the purchase of his house. Kavanaugh's liquid assets and his bank balances never totaled more than $65,000, and those balances didn't decline after the purchase of the house. So if he supposedly put a down payment, it would have drained those financial resources from his accounts, and it did not. How did he make the payment? We are owed this information. His debts on 3 credit cards, as well as a loan against his retirement account, totaled between $60,000 and $200,000 in 2016, according to his financial disclosure forms. The next year, his debts vanished when he appeared before the Senate Judiciary Committee last week for his confirmation hearing. His financial disclosure forms listed no liabilities aside from his $815,000 mortgage. His disclosures don't see any large financial gifts outside income or even a gambling windfall, as Sonia Sotomayor, current Supreme Court Justice, as Sotomayor had when she hit a jackpot at a Florida casino in 2008 and won $8,283. Good for her. Whitehouse also asked about Kavanaugh's membership in the Chevy Chase Club, which he joined in 2016. In his responses to a Senate questionnaire before his confirmation hearing, Kavanaugh made the club sound like a basic rec center, writing, "The Chevy Chase Club is a recreational club. We joined because the club has an outdoor hockey rink and a girls' ice hockey program, and because of its gym and sports facilities. But the Chevy Chase Club is a lot more than a gym." Whitehouse noted in his questions that the club's initiation fee is reportedly $92,000, plus more than $9,000 in annual dues. The private country club, founded in 1892, is so elite that a neighborhood realtor once told The Guardian that, quote, "You can be a CEO, a billionaire, but you can't get in." And now there is a new Attorney General who owes it to the American people to get to the bottom of this. And Christopher Wray, for all of his independence, needs to be let go. It's time for Christopher Wray to go. These items could very well, it's probably not going to happen, let's be realistic, but should bring to an end the tenure of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who should be impeached, not just for prior behaviors that disqualify him morally, ethically, from being a justice on the United States Supreme Court, but the lies, the deceit, the covering up, the not allowing the American people to know to whom he is beholden. These are big deals. These are big questions. Anyway, I thought I would bring this to you. Oftentimes, the press gives you, especially some of the articles I've been reading, they give you the wrong information. That in this letter, Sheldon Whitehouse is seeking the information on the finances, and that's not the case. He is seeking, from the letter himself that he wrote, he is seeking information about the sexual abuse allegations and the FBI's botching of their investigation. The stack of information that they had that they did not follow up on. Anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you joining me today. I would ask that you consider supporting my work here on YouTube for as little as $2 a month. For $1.99 a month, you can click the join button, choose their tiers, whatever. I send out some stickers. But moreover, you can know you're helping support work like this, topics like this, really getting down into the weeds in a way that, again, some of the articles, what are they doing? What are they doing? Anyway, I forgot to talk about it, but I'm going to tack it on at the beginning. You would have seen that I have those Dollemore versus Tucker shirts. And I don't even have one, so you can get one, be the very first one to get one. That would also help support the channel on top of the channel membership thing. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Connect with me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.